Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose, and today is Wednesday, May 24, 2023. Sun in Gemini, all about self-expression, especially in our work, social, civic lives, collaborating with our cohorts, making plans, and engaging in activities that allow us to share and mingle our best ideas and creations. Moon moving on into Leo early this morning. And Moon in Leo is a time, especially from the heart and in our homes, where we shine, we give love, we're generous with our loved ones, we show appreciation. We like to receive appreciation at this time. So, give a little to get a little, right? And that waxing crescent moon is very much about the goals that we mean to set, right? The intentions that we have, the goals we're setting, the plans we're making to unfold those goals, to complete those goals in time for the new moon. Coming up on Saturday, we'll have that first quarter moon when we switch from planning to actually taking action. And I want to go ahead and discuss with you the card that sits on the side of the page. This is the Eight of Swords, and it's here because it corresponds in astrology with the first 10 days of the sun's transit here in the land of Gemini. So Gemini is an air sign. Swords in tarot represent air element symbolism. Air element symbolism is that Mercury vibe. It's about thoughts, plans, and communications, about how we use our words, how we use our plans, and really how we use our thoughts, either to help or to hinder, right? So that's the double-edged sword of the air sign, right? And so here we see the Eight of Swords. We see this person who looks somewhat trapped. And then if you interpret those swords as being thoughts, plans, and communications, then this person is sort of trapped by the thoughts, plans, and communications that they have made, right? This is a sign about self-sabotage. It's about feeling powerless, feeling confined, but often that is a situation that we got ourselves into, like we talked ourselves into an ideal situation, and now we find that we're not too pleased with what our plan has brought us, right? So sometimes you go down a path, you think this is right, this is ideal. If I just make all the money in the world, then I'll be able to live however I want. And then you get in that situation, you find that you're working hard, you may be doing work that you don't believe in, or you're working among people that have a negative culture in the workplace, and so there's a trade-off, right, for having all the money in the world. If you get that job that makes all the money, there's also a lot of BS you have to put up with, right? You might wind up feeling trapped, like, gosh, I love the money, but but I don't get to express myself here at all. And it doesn't have to be about money. It can be about other things too. People feel trapped because they got themselves into a family situation that they don't feel comfortable in, or people feel trapped because they found themselves in a social situation that they don't feel comfortable in. And the idea here is that, you made these plans. You said the words that got you here. You made these plans. And so now you're sitting here thinking, I'm stuck here. There's nothing I can do. I asked for this, right? However, you're not stuck. All it takes is to open your mouth and tell the truth. This is not what I want. This is not what I expected it to be. I am not the person you all are making me out to be or seem to think that I am. And I'm going to use my thoughts, my plans, and communications to get free from this situation, all right? To make things look up for me a little bit better, okay? So think about that. If you feel stuck, figure out what the words are that you need to say to get unstuck, because your words are your magic. The way you use your words is how you create your existence, your reality. So use your words in a way that help you feel more powerful. Use your words in a way that don't speak to a sense of confinement, okay? Use your words in a way that don't wind up with you having sabotaged yourself into a situation, yet again, where you don't feel happy and you don't feel expressed. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. We got the Six of Swords, okay? So more swords, very airy kind of vibe. That's positive, right? because we are in an air sign. So we've got that thoughts, plans, and communications vibe. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, so it's really appropriate that we have all of this symbolism that's toward communication at this time. And the Six of Swords is a card about moving away from conflict. Okay, so perhaps we got into it with some person or people or institution, right? And we said some things we didn't mean, or maybe they said some things they did mean. It didn't go well, and the only way to, there's no way to win the argument, right? So the only way to feel like you can get some more peace in your life is to move away from the situation. Okay, move away from the thoughts, plans, and communications of other people if they're hurting you, if they're harming you, if they are making you feel like trapped, or making you feel as though you don't have any power in your situation. Sometimes the power you have is just to create a distance, right? To get away from the situation, to create perspective, because when you get distance, you get perspective. If you climb to the top of a hill, then you can see farther you can see farther away, right? And literally, if you just put a bad situation behind you, a difficult situation behind you, if you put a fight or an argument behind you for even a short while, it can help you sort of see what you have been doing to encourage the fighting, to encourage the negative language, to encourage the plans that sort of go against you, whether it's other people planning against you or yourself, right? So this is the Six of Swords. We move away from the fight and we gain perspective. And with that perspective, we also get like a calmer emotional disposition that helps us see more clearly what's going on. So this is sort of like the removal of the blindfold there, right? Where do we see this on the page? Well, we have the Sun in Gemini, newly here. And this is definitely about focusing on your self-expression, especially in terms of how it helps you do the work you're trying to do in the world, be the person you're trying to be socially, be the kind of citizen that you're trying to be in the world, okay? This is the Sun in Gemini saying, okay, we're going to make our plans and we're going to get out in the world and appreciate the people that can help us collaborate a better future for ourselves, that can help us collaborate plans that help us feel as though we have some freedom, we have some creativity, and we're getting where we're trying to go, okay? It's a very frustrating vibe right now. I also want to say that Mercury is in Taurus with Uranus and Jupiter in the North Node, so it's still very much a party in Taurus right now. It's about how we establish, our conversations are about how we establish the security that we seek, the material stuff that we like to have so that we feel supported and being able to be ourselves and do our work. Jupiter just moved into Taurus, which is a very good fortune vibe in terms of being able to manifest those nice things that you like to have so that you feel supported and able to do the work that you have in the world. The North Node is there in Taurus saying this is our cultural trajectory. It's something that we're all working on. So this is a manifestation that is truly collective, okay, on the global scale. And so I just want to say that, this Mercury conjunct to Jupiter and the North Node in Taurus are at this inflection point, this sort of catalyzing point between the opposition of Mars and Pluto, okay? So they're connected by that conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury and North Node currently. And so this is real conflict. It's inner conflict about sort of being able to absorb and embody what changes we've been through while trying to make the progress that we want to make, like trying to take action to make the progress that we want to make. And the conflict is also in the outer life, okay? It's conflict with other people, okay? It's conflict with the self, with other people. And it's also just conflict out in the world. When you see a lot of war going on, you see a lot of struggle going on, a lot of bombs going off, guns being fired, that kind of thing. People working against one another is very much embodied by this Mars opposite to Pluto. Okay, so these energies that sit at the sort of culmination point between those are telling us to communicate and to think about the bigger, better things that we want to be, do, and have. Okay, we negotiate those conflicts at this time from hopefully an optimistic approach, Jupiter, that helps us find the middle ground. Okay, Mercury is there, Sun is in Gemini. It's saying communicate, have these conversations, try to get past the impasse. There's the political thing going on right now that's about the debt ceiling, right, in the United States. And this is the time to be negotiating in good faith, with an optimism that everybody can get what they need and everybody can find the expansion that they need. Okay, so conflict isn't all bad. It's definitely, you know, very sad and very upsetting and very difficult when the conflicts are physical conflicts, when they involve people, you know, sort of dying or being injured or living without the things they need because their lives are in conflict. But we have this really optimistic moment right now where we can negotiate based on what it is that we think that we can all do better to be, do, and have. Okay, again, collective manifestation of the nice things we like to have, the material support that we need to just be ourselves and do the work that we want to do in the world. And I'm also going to go ahead and point to the grand fixed cross that is here. Okay, all of these planets are in fixed signs right now, so that's a very stubborn vibe. It's a very hard to move vibe. You see this big square inside this circle, and the analogy I make is like the square peg in the round hole, right? We're trying to move forward on things and it's a little difficult. It takes a little lubrication. It takes a little bit of love. It takes a little bit of attention. It takes a little bit of negotiation to get there. Okay, so manage your behavior. Mars in Leo is like, I'm just going to be really direct and I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to shine. You all can see me shining. Okay, so our sense of initiative is all the way on right now. It's very fixed. It's very determined. And it's a determined fire, right? So it's determined inspiration. It's determined joy. It's determined enthusiasm, right? So, but, you know, Mars can also get frustrated easily. Mars can get angry. That part of yourself that shows initiative can feel that frustration, that anger, that restlessness, that irritability, and act out in ways that are not helpful, right? So that's what I mean by managing our behavior. When, you know, you feel that impulse to act out in a way that it's not helpful, it's important to remember what it is, you know, overall that we're trying to do, this manifestation of resources for everybody so that everybody can have the uplift they need. Okay, choose actions that reflect your goals, North Node, not your past accomplishments, South Node, because Mars is here square to both of those. Okay, so you know, our cultural trajectory toward the establishment of that security, the establishment of networks and even buildings and institutions for support, the establishment of the resources that we need to feel supported. That's what we're all working on right now. So don't let your individual actions sort of fall back on what you've already accomplished in terms of bringing things to an end, or, you know, in terms of making money or whatever you've done in the past. Okay, those accomplishments are in the past, and we're still moving forward on this trajectory toward personal security and safety. So Six of Swords, you know, move away from that temptation to act out in aggressive, angry ways. Move away from that temptation to rest on your laurels, or to act on, you know, to take actions that only reflect where you've been, to take actions that only reflect what you've already accomplished, right? We need to be focused on what it is that we're trying to accomplish at this time, and we're all trying to accomplish it. So it's a very collaborative vibe. We are capable of getting there. We are capable of negotiating the peace on all levels, all right? Especially if we give ourselves a little distance from the problem so that we can get perspective and choose our words more wisely. And so I put the 8 and the 6 of Swords together here. And yes, you know, sometimes we do sabotage ourselves by talking ourselves into a situation that leaves us feeling trapped and unexpressed. And it is not easy necessarily to walk away from that situation, okay? Because you've made friends, you've collaborated with people, you've You've said, this is what I want. You have made all the actions to show that this is what you want. And now you're in the situation where you're going to have to turn around and say, oh no, this isn't the path I meant to go down at all. This is not what I want. And these friends are not my friends. And these people who are trying to help me are actually hindering my movement forward. But that's because I chose them to be around me. You know, I chose this situation for myself. So, you know, the guidance here is to create some distance, okay? And, you know, if you're in that place of feeling trapped, feeling powerless, and you don't even understand, you can't even see or conceive of how it is that you might have gotten yourself into this situation, there is still the guidance there to create some distance, right? If you feel trapped at home, you know, create a little distance between yourself and your home for a while so you can get a little perspective on what's going on. And, you know, swords, Mercury, Gemini, communication, okay? Talk to somebody that can help you gain that perspective, right? So create a little distance, ask a friend, talk to a counselor, talk to somebody who can help you, you know, decide what it is about what you've chosen that was not your goal, and what it is that you can walk away from, what you are empowered to, like, tell a different truth about. And now that my truth has changed, I can tell a different truth, and I can just inform these people that I'm not going to be this person anymore, right? It sounds a lot easier than it is, and I want to honor that. I want to express that I know that. Okay, if you feel trapped in your work environment, if you feel trapped in any kind of environment, you know, it's time to create some space. It's time to have a conversation with yourself about, you know, what your goals really are in terms of feeling secure. And it's time to have a conversation perhaps with somebody else who can help you sort of see your way clear. You know, if you're not able to see the sort of things you've done to put yourself in this situation, somebody else can help you see at least what you can do to get out of the situation, to give you some perspective and some peace of mind, so that you know how to embrace the future, you know how to act in ways that bring about a better sense of security for yourself. And I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It all helps me a lot. And I'll see you all in the next video.